Well, greetings from beautiful Wyoming. We're on our second trip down to the Prairie Falcon Eyrie. It's been almost 3 weeks since our first trip, and this time we're driving instead of flying. It was about $400 in airplane fuel, so that was a little pricey. And the weather was kind of iffy when Dave's going to be home. There might be storms, so it might have been kind of hard to get in and out. So anyway, we're driving down right now. We've got a bit more before we get there, and it's just me and my lovely wife Tina. Say hi, Tina.
Hi.
And our grandson Tristan in the back seat.
Hello.
And he was with us on the first trip. So just be the three of us, and birds should be the right age. Hopefully they're still there, and hopefully there's at least a female. Anyway, well, we're hiking over to the Eyrie, just over there with a hill bit. The cactuses have bloomed since it was here a few weeks ago. It's kind of pretty. But anyway, it's not too far of a hike, so we'll head on over there, and hopefully they're still here. I think I see a bird on top of the dead snag. It's hard to tell from here. We'll know more, of course, when we get closer. Well, we're a little closer. There's definitely a falcon flying around the Eyrie and cacking and making some noise at us. So they're still here. If something happened to the chicks, you know, an eagle ate them or something like that, the parents wouldn't be as defensive and they wouldn't hang around that much longer. So that's a real good sign. So there's still chicks. And if I did my math right, there's only a 1 in 8 chance that all 3 chicks would be males. So looks like we got a 7 in 8 chance of having a female. But we'll know here pretty soon. And well, Tristan and I are gonna head up top, and Tina's gonna stay down below. Just gonna right up there, and then down a little ways to the Eyrie. Okay, that was not too graceful. A little bit lower. Okay. Hi, cuties. I'm gonna look at you. You're a girl. Come here. You're a boy and you're a boy. So you're it. Want any chance of her falling out, so I'm gonna buckle it shut. Okay, easy girl. Okay. A little better view of the other guys. Actually, they look decent size. They might be all females. But I know the one I got for sure is a female. That's all that matters. Okay.
Is she okay in there?
Little girl. Get you out of here so you don't get hot. Okay. Take my harness off now. Don't need that. If she wanders around a little, she won't go far.
I don't want to chase her because I might.
She won't be able to go that fast. You could outrun her.
Maybe, but the way out walking.
Yes. Okay. Back in a bit. So how's the baby?
She's sitting perfectly still. She's still a little scared. She's scared.
So,
See her? Right there. And made sure she had air
she's got a
going
bunch
through.
of ticks on her eyes. Look at those.
Aw, baby.
We'll get her some Ivermectin. That'll take care of those and any kind of worms and stuff too.
I made sure there was air flowing through there, but that she was shaded.
Here, hold that. Okay.
Ready?
Oh, we're gonna move her. I need the backpack, so you want her in your lap?
I wonder if it makes any noise. Okay.
Yeah, she can make noises just like the parents can, but she's a little scared right now, so she probably won't. Okay, I gotta go get the rope and gather it up. I guess I didn't need to quite have you do that yet, because I gotta gather up the rope still.
What, was she calmer with you? Yeah, because she couldn't see. Made sure she
Back in the car, we got a few mosquitoes with us, but not too bad. She's back here in the back seat with Tristan. Got the AC on, so she'll get cool. She was getting a little bit warm riding in my arms. So Tristan, you can touch her, be slow and gentle. You don't have to be that slow. A little bit. Just watch. If she stands up and really opens her beak real wide, like she's really scared, don't do it. If she opens a little bit like that, that's okay. So go ahead and touch her and pet her. She won't bite you. She won't grab you with her feet or nothing.
She's not coordinated with her feet very well yet.
And the more you touch her, the more tame she'll get, and the more she'll be used to being touched. So we got about a 4-hour drive to get home. So that's your job on the way home, okay? And maybe swat these last mosquitoes that are in here. Okay? So we're about halfway home. She's calmed down pretty good. We stopped at a Maverick to get some fuel, and we all got slushies. So a couple 2.5 hours left to get home, and then we'll see if my old bird will adopt her. Should be fun. Okay, we're home now, and I've got some food cut up here ready. It's a pigeon, and part of it's cut up into little chunks. So we've got her. I'm gonna put her right up here. And now I'm gonna go get my old bird. Okay, put him up here. unhood him. And he's hungry, so he'll eat. And we'll see if he'll, if the baby makes any noises to want to be fed, he'll probably start feeding it. I'm going to get back a little bit more to give him some space. Prairie's kind of food begging a little bit to him. It's got an empty crop. I had an empty crop when I picked it up. So she's probably a little hungry. She's tired though too. She's had a long day of driving and different stuff. My old bird Pinky ate a little bit and he's looking at him and he's triggering some instincts, I think, and thinking about what to do. He's a little nervous though because I just pulled him out of the chamber. He's not real wild, but just still not real settled, so I just pulled him out this morning. She's still a little nervous, and Pinky's a little extra hungry. I didn't feed him to. It's actually 2 days without food because he didn't want to come to me in the chamber to pull him out. He was a little stubborn. So he's eating, but it's good because when he eats, it gets her to think about eating because she sees mom eating, and then does the food begging. And he put a few pieces in her mouth. She's still a little nervous, so I was thinking she'd get some more food and really go to town eating. She needs some food before going to bed. Those instincts to feed babies are pretty deep-seated. Might need to get him some more food. I think he's eating most of that. I'd rather not deliver food to this situation. I don't want to take on the role of dad. She's obviously not super hungry. She'd be up more in his face demanding food. So if she doesn't eat a whole lot tonight, she'll definitely eat more tomorrow. So he didn't feed her much, but he mostly just ate. She doesn't act super hungry. She didn't have any food in her crop, but she might be, really well-rounded. She didn't feel skinny, that's for sure. And it's a new situation. The reason I do this is I don't want her to imprint on me. I mean, she's got a good start being naturally imprinted already, but it's not complete at this age. She's about 26 days old. So I want her to finish imprinting on him and be a more natural imprint. But I want her highly socialized, being around us and all the people and stuff. So it'd be quite tame. And I've done this before a few times. If the older bird is not willing to feed the babies, which they surprisingly usually are, you can just hood the older bird and have it perched over a dish of cut up food, and bring the chick in, place him in front of the food. And the first couple of times you'll have to hold the food up near the hooded bird's beak to get the chick to eat. And I do that with like a 2-foot long twig from a tree with a sharpened point on the end. I just kind of, from a distance, spear the food and hold it up. The baby will be looking at the parent the whole time, so and not you. And then as soon as it's up there, they usually start eating. And within 1 or 2 feedings, you can get them to eat out of the dish, and you'll just cut up chunks and just continue that way. If the adult bird will feed them, it's even easier. And they usually do. If they start eating, they most kind of ignore the baby at first, but as soon as it starts doing those food begs like she did, and taking it out of his beak, he gives it to her. So we'll let him finish this and see what she does. I prefer if she had some more food in her belly before going to bed tonight, but I'm not too concerned if she doesn't. She'll definitely be more hungry in the morning, and I would think if she was hungry, she would stand up, and go over to him and really food beg, and I'm pretty certain he would just give it to her then, feed her. He's packed away quite a bit. His feathers are looking pretty rough. He's molting, and he is 26 years old, so he's ancient. So his feathers don't always grow in the best or the best quality anymore, because he's so darn old. And he was a little extra hungry since I skipped him the last couple of days, so he would come to me so I could get him out of the chamber. She's looking really sleepy too. It's been a long day of driving. It was about 4.5-hour drive to get home from the Eyrie. And so it's a lot of new stuff for her, so she's just sleepy and a little overwhelmed. Well, Pinky's finally getting full. We'll see what he does. He might just go back up to his perch and be done. There's some pretty meaty scraps lying around on the board there. And she's getting a little more interested. Here, take it. Just come get it. She's young enough. She's not real good at walking yet. And the old bird doesn't have to be with a pair or have courted or done anything. And I think he obviously wasn't, just by himself. Oh, she's picking up some pieces off the ground and eating them. That's a good sign. First time I did this, I had to check up on a shelf perch like this. I was worried it would fall off, and so because it can't fly and it would get hurt if it fell off possibly. Then I realized I just took it off of a cliff that was 30 foot tall. It didn't fall off of that. They got some pretty good instincts telling them not to fall off the edge, so I quit worrying. She kind of wants to brood under him. He's a little bit weirded out by her, but his drinks are pretty strong. We get used to the noises and everything of our household here over the next week or so, and it'll all be second nature to her. I'll put Pinky, the old bird, out in the weathering yard during the day, so you can have some time away from her. It's just like the adults would do when they're out hunting and stuff. She can be in here by herself, and you can show up and feed her. I'm going to try not to hand him food for him to give to her, because I don't want any role in parenting at all, and that, you know, definitely would be a role, you know, as a parent, handing the one other parent food to feed him. So I'll generally remove her, put the food, and then bring her to the food. You know, kind of like you normally raise imprints. Bring them to the food rather than the food to them. I have also taken where when I've used a hooded bird, and I could do him as well if he feeds her nicely, which he seems like he's going to, where I put the food in my fist, in my gloved hand that has the hooded bird perched on it, and I walk into the room and deliver the food that way, but I deliver the food and the parent. And so I'm not really handing the food to the other parent, it's just at the parent's feet. So I'm kind of like just a tree branch that the adult's sitting on. They focus on the adult in that situation and just see it coming and finish her imprinting on them. She definitely is comforted by the fact that he's familiar looking and gave her food. That's made her a lot calmer. I could tell she's already less nervous since that's happened. He's trying to figure out what to do. I think he's going to go up to his perch, and she won't be able to get up there, so which is good. He can have a place to get away from her. And he's going to stash the food down there. And on one hand, he kind of doesn't want her to take his food, but the other hand, the instincts just trigger and make him stick food in her mouth, and he can't help himself. Well, that was graceful, old man. Well, I think I'll just leave him like this, and leave the food there for this evening in case he wants to feed her a little bit more. I don't think he's going to hurt her. Pretty comfortable with that. And I don't think she needs a ton more food. She would have acted more hungry if she needed more food, so it's all good. I think she might, unfortunately, she'll probably go down in the well underneath him to sleep. She'll end up down there, and he'll probably end up crapping on her a few times. Hopefully, when he jumps around, he won't clothesline her with his leash. I've done it like this before, and it's usually not a big problem, but sometimes you kind of get a little clotheslined. But he's still a little wondering what she's doing. He's not real comfortable yet, but that'll come. She's definitely more comfortable being near him. And in the Irish, she had siblings. She doesn't have that here, so she wants something to snuggle with and be next to. She'll get used to her new routine here pretty quick. When I've pulled prairies at this age, even older, they tame down really quick. Quicker than peregrines generally do. I haven't done very many peregrines this way, but peregrines, actually I only did one. It definitely took longer than the prairies to tame down. Anyway, I'm going to keep doing this for a few days. She'll be in here. I'll move around. Obviously, anybody that's raised Eyas know they have a fear of falling, and you got to be real careful when carrying them because they can get frightened real easy. But I found if you just support their feet real well and kind of cuddle them into your body, at least with prairie falcons, that I can carry them around and it's not a problem. But I'll move her around and expose her to some more things. I won't expose her to the dogs much yet at all. Most guys that raise accipiters like them around the dogs constantly when they're younger. It seems with the falcons, if they're around them more, they're more likely to be aggressive toward dogs later. Maybe that little bit of reserve fear, but just quite not be as comfortable enough to attack them is what works better. So if having them around them less seems to be better at this young age. I'll wait and have the dogs around her more when she's closer to hard pinning or older. But anyway, I think they're done doing what they're going to do for now, and I'll keep posting videos of her progress and how she goes as she's getting older. And as always, thanks for watching.